Hi guys, welcome back to Beamer Sun Garage. We worked on this Fifth Avenue with my friend Super Sandloans, and it was painstaking. I mean, it was just unbelievably difficult to work on. A Chrysler is like a Cleon type vehicle. I mean, oh, it's not like any other vehicle to work on. They are just a pain in the butt. But we got it. So we took this carbureted computer lean burn carburetor off of it. Okay, this is what was on this thing with all this, solenoids and other things and other things, and I mean just lean burn crap. Okay, and he wants to lean burn off of it. So we had an old school carburetor that was on a motorhome that I had picked up with a 4-barrel intake, and it had a 2-barrel to 4-barrel intake adapter, and I think it was like a 318 or a 360. I think it was a 360. This carburetor was sitting on this thing. We're talking probably going back 12, 13 years now, maybe 14 years ago. I took this carburetor off this motorhome and the intake, and then me and another guy, Red Caldwell, Gary is his first name, we call him Red. Me and Red, we junked this thing, and we chopped the roof up, chopped this motorhome up in pieces, and scrapped it. And yeah, we ate. So I took that carburetor off there and I installed that one, and everything hooked up and worked. There's a couple problems. One, the cruise control has no linkage to hook to. This is the cruise. This is the throttle here. That one right down there, that's the throttle. But this is the cruise control, and there's a metal bracket that comes up that this hooks to that this carburetor don't have. And I got throttle springs on it, and yeah, it's working pretty good. And then it has another problem. It has 2 ports on the back of the carburetor, one for the PCV valve and one for the power brake booster right here. So our problem is our carburetor don't have that port. This carburetor had it, double port. One there and one there. Oh, well. So we need to get a vacuum tee. And the gasket on this thing was so stuck on there, and it's so hard and thick that I had to like chisel it off. It was just so painstaking. I had to get a rag, shove a rag down the 2 barrels so all that stuff didn't go down in the Sam's engine. It was just so painstaking. My girlfriend, I'm out here with no t-shirt. My girlfriend said when I came in after I chiseled the gasket off of it and installed the carburetor and got it running, she said, "You're sunburned, hon." I'm like, "Oh, yep." I had put it kind of like over this area where the shade tree is. Well, by the time noon passed, 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock, and yeah, there's the sun. Sorry about that, everybody. I blinded me. And I installed a carburetor, and it's running great, and in fact, vacuum's working for the power brake booster, but it doesn't have a positive crankcase ventilation, which is this. So we got to go get a vacuum tee, hook these 2 up, and then hook it into the back of the carburetor, and then bam, we'll have positive crankcase ventilation and power brakes. And let's start it up. And I don't know, how a lot of people are, but this guy here, I know, is going to appreciate my work. I pumped it a couple times, so I kind of like flooded it, but I can smell it too. This thing is idling like a brand new car. Look at it. Absolutely perfect. And the acceleration on this thing is correct, where it has the Venturi vacuum force going to the distributor. So when you gas it, it then brings more vacuum into the vacuum diaphragm of the distributor, the vacuum advance, and it lets the distributor advance to accelerate throttle. everybody fixes wear. Now, he did a heck of a job of eliminating the lean burn computer crap and the electronic part of it, and I did the fuel part. So we just got to get a vacuum tee, and it'll be perfecto. And he wants to change the oil, and he wants to put a fuel filter, because the fuel filter down there, yeah, it needs a hose for it too. So I'm ready to put the air cleaner on it, but I got to get a vacuum tee. So I don't want to put the air cleaner on until I've already had it on there. The brake light's on in this car, so I don't know if it's got air in the brakes or what, but the brake light was on earlier, and that kind of scared me, and it's still on. Oh, a door drawer. It's not the emergency brake. Sometimes these stick. It's got brakes. It is badass. It's badass. This car is mean. Oh man. Oh yeah. My buddy's gonna be happy. It is one bad boy now. It brought the tires too, look at that. One wheel wonder. Yeah, one wheel wonder. Whichever tire was the last tire to get traction, which would have been the left rear, was spin. Because all the weight is over, because it's on a hill here, you know. Kind of like on a hillside right here. Right here, it's really hilly. Just kind of this, ooh, goes off. You know, you can see we're on a hill. So I had to pull it up. The front end was here, and the back tires were there. And then I just put the brakes on and put it to the, you know, put the pedal to the metal, and it just smoked the tire, Sam. I didn't beat it too hard. I ain't gonna beat it no harder than you will, that's for sure. I don't want to beat the guy's car. It's my buddy's car, you know. This is my buddy, guys. This is the guy that, you know, I lean on when trouble, you know, comes my way. And he's my super, you know, man. He comes out to the, and, you know, comes into the clutch, you know, and tree falls in the house, and he patches the roof up. I mean, you know. And then my other buddy, Greg Borman, comes over, cuts the tree off the house and the porch. And then my great friend, Curtis Banks, comes over and puts drywall back in my ceiling. So thank God for friends. I'm glad this worked out for him. And, you know, I'm happy. So I think he will be too. We still got to get a couple things for it. Got to get an oil change for it, and some vacuum tree, vacuum tee. And we need to get some fuel lines, 3/8, or no, 5/16 and 1/4 inch lines, some clamps for both. Change that fuel filter, put that vacuum tee, put an oil change on it, and it'll be perfecto, man. My buddy can take this thing go anywhere. I'm jealous because, guys, I got one too. I got a Fifth Avenue, and this was a special Fifth Avenue. And it's my mother's car. So after working on his, yes, I'm reignited the fire to get back on my mom's Fifth Avenue. It's going to need brakes, fuel system worked on, not the carburetor, but the fuel system on back, and tires and brake line, and the brakes are sticking in the front. And then it cleaned up, and I'd say a paint job and a bottle top in my car, which was my mom's car, and it's tagged too. There's an historical tag on, and it will look just as good as my buddy's car. So it'd be great. I'd get mine fixed up, and him and I could hit the street, go to the car show, park right next to each other, go to a restaurant, hang out, have our Fifth Avenues together. Super Sam and Beamer Son Garage Forever, and my buddy Scott Speed Shop, and also my buddy Jamie Phillips, Actions Auto Parts, and also Hot Rods and Horsepower. Jude Bostick's forever, and the rest, never. See you on the next one, guys. What do you think of that, Sam? Did this video just for you, buddy. And, of course, my followers. And my subscribers. We got to get to that Skylark. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Didn't take a lot of tools. Took this little tool set here, and a scraper, and a rag, razor blade scraper, set of wrenches, and then, of course, I had the Milwaukee backing it up. And that's all it took. I had a pair of vice grips and a couple other little things. You know, a pair of needle nose pliers, a pair of wire cutters. I put them all away. I didn't, you know, have a lot of tools out. Just a little bit of tools to change that carburetor. See you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye. God, I love that car, man. He's missing the hubcap. I don't know if he's got one, but I'm about ready to give him one off of my mom's car because he really needs a hubcap. It looks so beautiful with the paint job and the hubcaps, right? Well, he's missing one. So we'll see if he's got one. If not, we'll give him one. See you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye. I gotta get on that Pontiac, too, and that Skylark. And my old Plymouth. My Mopar. Old Plymouth. My old Plymouth ain't running. Let's just get on this car. See you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye. And my Valiant, 63 Valiant convertible. It's that time.